happened. First, some IRL stuff I had to deal with. I won't get too deep into it, just like relations and stuff. And then I got
And yeah.
sick last week. Um, yeah, I had some. I think today was the first day I finally felt like, okay, I'm back. Had a
Yeah, I know
really bad throat.
I saw in your stream announcements that you were like sick or something like that. That's why I wasn't sure. I wasn't gonna schedule something yesterday because I figured you weren't feeling that good.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I need to give my voice some rest because I had I think it was a bacterial infection in my throat. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it was definitely affecting my speech. I sounded like a zombie. Um, it hurt to swallow, stuff like that, and it ended up going towards my lungs a little bit, but I'm thankful that it didn't manifest itself there too much. It kind of went away. And then yesterday, I don't know what compelled me. I mean, I know what compelled me to do it, but I ran a half marathon, and hadn't really trained for it, so my body couldn't handle it. Um,
You know what? That's still you go out there and get it, man. What the
yeah,
hell?
yeah. But now I woke up and my knees don't work. I
Legs are just cooked.
can't really walk anymore. But yeah, I trained for that because at the end of this month I have a half marathon with my sister that I will be running together. So I want to see if I could do it, and I can. Apparently I can, but not without any repercussions.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have a buddy who runs the Boston Marathon every year.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I've heard good stuff about the Boston Marathon. Yeah, I think it's like one of the most popular ones, right, in America.
Oh yeah, everyone comes from all over the world for it. I don't really go that often. I live like an hour north. I actually technically live in New Hampshire. No,
Hmm.
I moved from
Okay.
Massachusetts and bought a house in New Hampshire because it was cheaper.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta do that too. I live in an expensive city. Yeah.
Yeah, I just went like an hour north. That was my play.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I've been doing well. I would say I'm pretty happy with how everything's going. I'm really still trying to get more exposure on my YouTube and stuff. So just trying to see how that's going. But yeah, how's it been with you?
It's been good. It's been good. Finishing up the busy season of work, so kind of wrapped that up. Took a little bit of a break from league.
Mhm.
Uh, took like a couple days off.
Yeah,
Outside of that, just been business as usual. Things are good with Courtney.
that's
The
good.
start of my tilt spree was caused by my dog, my little
Mhm.
doggo
Mhm.
over there on the couch. She ate my Ethernet cord in the middle
Oh.
of a game, and I swear to
Oh.
God, it tilted me for like 3 days, bro.
Oh no. Oh no.
I was coming off a couple like really good clean games. I was loaded into the last one versus a Jax. I was fucking him level one, and then my internet went out, and I was like, no way. I looked over.
Oh
He ate the
no.
cord, and then
These
and
dogs,
then
man.
I kind of took like a little hiatus because that tilted me. I started just to go on like a for fun spree playing
Yeah.
LeBlanc top and Cassante and things like
Uh,
this.
what? The block top?
Dude, my LeBlanc is clean. I win a lot of games on
Okay.
LeBlanc.
I believe you. I believe you. Sorry. So, one sec.
Perfect. Looks like that
Sorry,
volume's
yeah, I had
turned up.
to.
But
Anyway, okay, so it didn't cost you too much LP, I hope.
no, no, no. I'm hanging around the same. I think I'm 65 LP right now.
Okay.
Although I
Okay.
did dip down, my account was like Riot wanted to demote me to fix my MMR gains, but it kind of did work because my MMR kind of evened out a bit. So it sent me down to the abyss to like Emerald 2, but I just climbed right back up. It wasn't a problem.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Okay. Um. All right, and then like in terms of the things we talked about, so I think last session was a bit of both mid game and laning phase. I think we did like a mix. We talked about like Ornn matchup. I think we talked about what else? Let me just pull it up real
We
quick.
talked a lot about standing on the side of the wave. We did go over
Yeah.
some mid game stuff. We went over like three mid games about like kind of like teleports and like
Yeah.
intent on teleport, map awareness. We touched on that a little
Items.
bit. Items, yeah, items a bit.
Yeah.
To be honest, I kind of regressed a bit after I
Mhm.
took like a little break. When I came back, I kind of stopped actively thinking about standing on the side of the wave.
Mhm.
Like I was still like not eating forward on Q1 things like this, but like I
Yeah.
kind of was picking and like I chose like two things like E delay and not eating forward
Mhm.
as like the two main things I was working on, and kind of forgot about standing on the side of my wave and
Yeah.
denying and like some wave management things.
Yeah.
So I kind of just got back into the groove of things because I went on a
Yeah.
little for fun spree
Yeah.
and just try to focus on the stuff that we were talking about. Denying XP, trying to go for 130% of resources versus tanks.
Yeah.
Got a couple proxy angles off last game. Um,
Yeah.
so that all went well. Mid game, I'm still throwing some games in mid game. I still need to get used to like playing a little bit more selfishly
Mhm.
and opening up on the map is still something I need to work on.
Yeah.
Things like that. So I kind of need to just go over everything we already talked about just to get it right back in my head, get it back into the storm of things because, I just need to make sure that that stuff gets down.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we could definitely move into mid game, live games, things like this.
Yeah. Okay. So my initial thoughts to that is what you will often find when you're trying to improve is you have this thing called we call it a mental stack. It's well, I think the two words kind of explain themselves a little bit. The idea is that you can't really you have like a finite amount of focus that you can. It's almost like a resource, and you can choose what you want to use it on, right? And like, even if I do use myself as an example, right? If I want to learn a new champion, if I first time Riven, I am not going to be focusing on the things that I think about when I play Gragas. When I play Gragas, my attention is on where is the enemy jungler, where are they pathing towards, and then I'm just tracking them the entire game. I'm thinking about where the enemy support is, what the next objective is, etc. When I'm playing Riven, all my attention is going towards this right here, right? This little yellow circle, the laning phase.
Mm.
The trade patterns, my cooldowns, I'm constantly putting my eyes here because I don't have this innate sense of like when my abilities are coming back up, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
the reason I can't focus on this and this at the same time is because my mental stack is all already full, right? It's overflown.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes a lot of sense that before you actually are able to focus on like three different things, you first need to master these first two before you can move on to the last one.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you do that is by just repeating them, repetitions, right, until it's muscle memory. And at some point, it will become muscle memory as long as you understand it and actively try to implement it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I just need to remember, like, why, like, that I'm playing with the intent to improve. Because sometimes I just log in after a day,
mhm,
and it's just like I'm just playing League of Legends. You know what I mean? Like, there's
yeah,
not really much going through my mind. I'm talking to my buddies in Discord.
yeah,
I'm just playing the game,
yeah,
like, kind of autopilot mode.
yeah. And if you but that's fine. What I encourage you to do is because p- playing League in order to improve is a whole different thing than playing it just to have fun, right? They're two different boxes, and you need both for it to be a good in terms of like longevity, right? If you want it to be a sustainable hobby, like playing League, just gaming, you need to have both. Like you need to be able to have fun, and you also need to be able to improve. So you can play on your main account with your buddies here and there, or you can like choose a day where you just full tryharding, or you could like have a Smurf and then you just talk to your buddies while you're playing on your Smurf, or you could like, as I said, maybe on Monday I'm going full tryhard, and on Tuesday I'm just gonna take it easier, right? But as long as you deliberately do this, it's completely fine. And I don't want you to fall out of love with the game just because it feels like, oh, I'm forcing myself to just try out every single game, even though sometimes I'm just not in the mood simply.
Mm.
And that's
Yeah,
that's completely valid.
yesterday I kind of broke it down into like blocks. My first block I tried really hard, and then after that I just kind of I went on like a low emerald account and played ADC for a little
Yeah,
bit and played some normal games with friends.
yeah, perfect. Like that's amazing. That's exactly what I want to hear.
I'm done
Um,
chasing LP because like I started to get too emotional about the
yeah,
LP number, and I was like
yeah,
I'm stop chasing LP, just play a block, then assess like do I really want to play another high intensity block or do I just want to
hmm
chill out for a bit?
Yeah, and the way I view that is the same as like chasing high CS numbers. You know, like getting a high CS number inside of your game is a result of making the correct decisions on the map. Not dying results to higher CS. Making correct macro plays such as pushing bot and then moving mid results to high CS. The same thing for LP, you know. Like playing well results to LP, improving results to LP, but LP is just a byproduct of you improving as a player, and it shouldn't define you. You know, so yeah, I think that's a good mentality to have. Not think about your LP. Don't even care about your LP gains. Minus 16 plus 23. What does it matter if you get minus 16 plus 23? Sorry, plus 16 minus 23. What does it matter even if you have bad LP gains? You only care about winning and playing well. You know, like playing well should be your priority. As long as you're playing well, it doesn't even matter if you lose 5 games in a row. You will get those wins at some point, because if you're playing well, the wins will follow. You know.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a lot easier for me to one, be satisfied if my lane phase goes well, and like I feel like I played pretty well. I'm happy with that. But
Hmm.
two, like my review process is really has gotten super easy. Like when I do lose lanes, as long as I review the game and the intent was right, like this game before this, I played against a Poppy. I
Yeah.
got Prio.
Yeah.
I don't think that one uploaded, and I went
Hmm.
for a W level 2,
Hmm.
and I just missed it. But if I hit it, it would have been great. Like she would have been totally cooked.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it. But I don't get frustrated with that because I know the intent behind it was correct.
Yes.
So just
Yes.
playing for that.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, and that's good because reviewing like that is the best way to do it. Because if you're basing your decisions on, like, let's say you're basing your decision on X, then you can backtrack, right? Oh, this decision was based on this. Was it a good decision? Yes or no? Well, that's usually easy to tell. But if you're autopiloted, what are your decisions even based on? They're based on arbitrary things that you are not even really thinking about, right? Just intuition maybe, and then like, oh, I made a mistake here, but why did I even do that? Well, I don't know. What's the reason for me making that decision? It's not really clear, and then you're not going to be reviewing uh, important things, you know. So
Yeah. Like
that's
in this
also,
game,
yeah.
I go for a tower dive, and we'll get to that point. But I think going for the dive was correct, but it
Hmm.
it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. And funny enough, this Poppy jungle was the Poppy I just faced the game before. I think her and this one were
Okay.
duo or something.
All right. So we could
Yeah.
approach this in a similar. Well, we could like do a full game review if you'd like. Um, because we only have one vault so far. I'm not sure how the other ones are looking.
Anar one just uploaded from the other day, so we
Okay,
got that one.
okay. Um, do you feel like your laning phase is going well recently?
I feel like this game in particular went pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I think as the lane phase went on, my lane phase improved
Yeah.
because I started to think more and more because I knew we were going to do the session after, and I
Mm-hmm.
was just thinking more actively in this particular game. But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought this game went pretty well, all things considered.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it looks like you're doing some really insane stuff here.
Yeah, I got priority, got the second wave crash, and now I'm
Yeah.
just zoning him and just stepping on the side of the wave, and
Yeah.
that's basically the rinse and repeat of what I keep doing, trying to play with the bushes more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's really good. Like you're pressuring him so much. Nice. This looks like my gameplay.
We've gone over the Ornn matchup too a few times, so
Yeah. Yeah. We have good patience on your auto attacks there as well. Holy moly.
I was like stack conqueror, and then he's
Yeah.
gonna have to make a decision where to walk.
Yeah. And then another wave is pushing towards you. He has forced the base TP, but in the
He lost the
process,
full wave.
exactly, he cancels base, right? You
Yep.
walk a little bit. He's forced the
Yeah, I
base
was
all the way
looking
back.
for him.
Yeah, yeah, which is very good.
Yeah, it was going through my head
Nice.
that I think in one of our sessions you had mentioned, if you have the ability to stop them and they can't stop you, that you should just be, uh,
Looking for it, yeah.
yeah, looking to cancel it.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, and then this is where I would be a bit concerned because like the wave is like right now the wave is pushing away from you, and yeah, so this is good. Like you should understand that if a jungler does a full clear, their camps will respawn at 4 minutes 20 every single time usually. 4 minutes 20. So poppies, gromp, and raptors are respawned 30 seconds ago. so it's really fair to assume that she's top side. And since your wave is pushing towards Ornn, you need to respect. So here, I think you made a mistake because hard shoving this wave will just result in the wave freezing on his side. But if you slow push this wave instead, the wave will still slow push to him, but the next waves will meet here instead of like really deep, right?
So just play for the follow-up crash.
Yeah, because you're not planning to reset after crashing this wave. You're planning to stack this wave and the next one and crash them simultaneously and then reset. But between this wave and the next one, you want to make sure you place a ward. And the problem with playing blue side is that there's two ways to get ganked, right? Through this entrance and through this entrance. So you have to pay good attention to like if someone in your team wards here or like stands here to spot Poppy being able to do this gank. Otherwise, you often have to just ward the tribush. But yeah, like
Yeah, I
queuing
think
this wave
normally
is just too
I'm on the
fast.
camping. Okay.
Yeah, you just have to wait because like look if this like let's say the enemy creeps were like higher HP, they would still be alive right now. Your wave would still be standing here stuck, you know, and then the enemy wave has a lot more time to walk up. And then this ward is on red side. Last time we talked about this on red side. This ward works well. It's a bit outside of the bush, which is good. It's a bit deeper. On blue side, however, right now your Nidalee is covering this entrance for you. Right, so make sure you cover this entrance now with your ward.
Yep.
And specifically to Poppy, like she hack splashes a lot, you know. So yeah, a ward there would be perfect. Like nothing is stopping Poppy from just walking in your lane right now and doing this gank, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, good trade,
Oops.
good intention, good TP as
I
well.
think I opted for Cleaver because there was Ornn,
Mhm.
Gragas, Poppy, but it
Mhm.
looks like the Poppy ended up going damage. But I don't know. I just decided when I was in Champ Select that I was going to build a Black Cleaver and go with Starax
Yeah.
for their burst. Because I was just trying to think about it because I autopiloted my build a few times and I was kind of for funning with Propane Hydra for a little bit, which does I think suck, by the way. So
You think Profane sucks?
I think Profane first isn't that good. It feels like the active the radius is so small. You have to be like on top of them to get the active off. It's okay, but it's not the best. I
I
don't
like
think
its
so.
second item. I like it second.
Yeah, I'll have to try it second. I didn't try it second. I tried like Profane into like full lethality, and then
Yeah.
I also tried Profane into Sundered, which was better.
Yeah. I think often
But
you will have to go Eclipse or Sunder first, and then Profane second, and then Cerulda's third.
that would be good into like Irelia, Tryndamere, like stuff
Yeah.
that is on top of your face that you
Yeah.
can't really peel off.
I think this game Black Cleaver is a little bit bait because you have an Ori Nidalee in your team, and they're AP damage, so lowering the enemy's armor will not only be not beneficial for your team too much, but also think about what is your job in a team fight, right? You're most likely going to be flanking because your team is like going to be playing front to back with you and Ori on the sides, right? And then you're trying to kill the Aurelian Soul and Misfortune because if they die in a fight, the fight's won. Like those are the only damage dealers, right? So think about like who are you actually applying the Black Cleaver for, and can your team actually use that? The answer is not really, right? I mean, lowering their armor for yourself, might as well just build some lethality or something.
Yeah, or just wait till get like the grudge spike later
Yeah,
with like you could go like Spear Sojin into like grudge or something like that here too.
yeah,
Probably wouldn't be too bad.
yeah,
I thought that it wasn't the most optimal, but I also felt like I was playing well enough and ahead enough in tempo that I had 3 items to like 2 items at one point that it didn't really matter.
hmm
The items particularly that I was just playing well, so it was okay.
yeah, yeah. Okay, but yeah, I can always min max. So I mean, honestly, this is like it's insane to see. It makes me so happy to see someone apply this after I told him to do it because it works. Like it straight up just works. You know,
This one
like
just can't touch the wave. He's
yeah,
not allowed to get any XP. He can't
yeah,
do
it's like
anything.
unplayable basically. You know.
It's totally unplayable. I think I force him to reset 2 here again after because I know he doesn't have TP, and then I think I'm just 2 levels up.
Yeah, and make sure like the control ward. Make sure you place it in the tri-bush next time, because you already have this
Okay.
warded. You know.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is perfect. Good stuff. You just like do this thing, right? And then you can keep playing this way until you're 2 levels up on him. And once you hit that 2 levels
That's
up,
when I go for the dive. Yeah.
yeah, see it. Okay.
I haven't watched it back yet, but so yeah, go back one more frame. I had the full intent to dive here because I was like, he's gonna hit 6 soon. So I
Mhm.
insta ulted and I was hoping he would like panic and use something. Maybe I could have held this Q1 a second, but I didn't know how many minions he was away from like hitting 6, you
Mhm.
know? But probably just a little bit more patience. If I don't E forward here, I think he kills himself.
I think you played really well. Like the problem with like so here this Q's perfect, and you don't want to be too close to the enemy turret because then he can E you, right? You don't want to E forward necessarily. I mean, you could E forward now, but he's gonna flash it regardless. I think the main thing for me is your your E forward on his E. You can expect him to just E towards you, right? But the intent here, even if Ornn lives, like you always have the option of, depending where Poppy is, either getting out or doing the proxy and then just getting a free reset. But I think this dive will work 9 out of 10 times, and you also don't really die, right? Or do you? Oh, okay, you actually do.
You get killed by Poppy.
Yeah, but I think the intention is super good. Something you can think about, however, next time you dive, is so okay. You're scared that he's gonna hit level 6, right? I think that's like your main worry.
That's why I think I went so fast just because I was afraid if he hit 6 that
Yeah.
he can just one combo me and I die. And I just wanted him. When I was thinking about going for this dive, I just was sitting here. I was like, do I have to go for it? I was like, not really. But if I get this off,
Mhm.
this orange game is beyond over. I mean, it already is pretty bad. But if he loses this many minions, like he just never can get back.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
I just wanted to go for the kill shot because I was like, I'm playing to freaking win.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think that yeah, I think I won't go too deep in this dive. I think the intention is super good, and even if Poppy comes and kills you, it's still worth it. I would say. So yeah, I mean, mechanically, maybe next time just don't E forward and just Q and then flash wherever he is because it's a lot easier. I mean, even now you could flash backwards, you know,
Yeah, that's true
even
too.
after Eing. But yeah, I think that's good intention. So nice. Even if you die, it doesn't matter. All right, so we come back. Thin out the wave. Okay, so here, I mean, this is one of those things where, like, look, your team wants to play for grubs. You need to facilitate that. So, if you see Nidalee playing for it, like, this is a perfect moment to just nuke the wave with Q. Just one shot the entire wave. Because here you just lost the wave.
Yeah, I looked at it briefly and I thought I think when this first happened, I said to myself, I was like, oh shit, my wave's in a great spot. I can move here, but I had to thin this a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't want to freeze anymore. I think either way. Because now is a good time to start getting those proxies and like getting deep vision before you start playing aggressively top. Because deep vision is a lot more valuable than your own personal lead in this case. Your team is in a good spot. So here, but yeah, you just want to like nuke the wave, join grubs, go back top, and then keep playing. Yeah, so here you nuke the wave. The only thing here is like, um, the ward you place here. Like you can assume Poppy's not here because your team is very close to you. If even if she does gank, your team can just match her, right? And
Mm.
you really, really, really want this ward for whenever you do this thing where you proxy, and then you can ward this bush, specifically this bush right here, because this spots like 3 different ways for the entrance, right? These 3 entrances, really, really valuable ward right there.
Mm.
But yeah, I like the intention of like hard jumping the wave, proxying, and then recalling potentially. You can even do another thingy here. Okay. So yeah, you end up warding there. Poppy comes. Yeah, okay. I think this ward
Yeah, I
is
think I saw Poppy coming, so I
yeah,
just bounced.
yeah. But this vision is like OP. Like your team is just like free to play the game now. That's super good.
Mm.
You saw her on Raptors there. Harsh of this wave.
I was surprised he eat forward into me there.
Mm-hmm. Me and block. Nice, good trade. Oh, doing the wrap round?
Yep,
Oh, we're
walking
doing the wrap
around.
around. Okay, okay, okay. You can't do 8 as well, or no? No, not really.
Um,
Kinda.
Not on this one, I think, but I did beforehand.
Okay.
I think right here I count to 8, but he just TP'd back, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. But I let him walk up, let the wave settle, and then I figured just fight him, and then keep doing what we've been doing.
Yeah. Nice, gets
Insta
flash.
flashes.
Yeah, now here to be a bit careful. Because Orn's...
Remember, if he gets me here, I think I have to flash.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Orn's
All in's pretty
combo.
good.
Yeah, it's like if you're 50% health, he can one-shot you.
I get a lot of kills on Orn when I play him. Back in the day. I've played a lot of champions though over the years.
Yeah. Did you play him when he had like the W shield?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I
Wait.
played like reworked Cassante. I waited till he got completely reworked, and then I
Mhm.
picked him up for a while.
Mm.
I've always played a ton of Riven since like season 6.
Okay.
Um,
And now you play
I like
Aatrox.
Irelia, but I always int on Irelia because
Mhm.
I only have one mode on Irelia, and it's go forward.
And it's
Here
super.
I don't know
It's
where my W went. I was confused here for a second. I mean, it was a little bad. I was like, where the hell did my W go? It just went to Narnia. I don't know.
yeah, you hit
Really
her with
until-
it.
Did I?
Yeah,
Oh
you
yeah,
did.
there's
Just a lot of different animations.
yeah.
Okay, I
So
want to look at the intention behind TPing here. I think the TP is fine. It's fine because Herald's spawning soon and you want to establish priority. And then you just happen to be able to dive as well, which is also good. So you dive. The only problem with the dive is you go forward too much. I think that this fight you should be able to recognize that it's just fucking doomed. You know.
yeah, I don't have
Um,
alt. Just run away.
yeah, like dying here is not really necessary. And then now you're 0-2 because of 2 dives. You know. And that sucks. So I go top, push out the waves.
At this point, he has that stupid ass magic resist
Mhm.
item. I thought about proxying Halloween Radiance or whatever that thing that one shots waves is.
Yeah,
He's got that item. And I thought about proxying, but then I was like, he can just kind of press R, and that Ace Soul experience could happen again if Ace Soul just flies over. So
yeah, but you should have the mindset of wanting to proxy if as long as it's safe. But like right now, you don't have enough info to know if it's safe or not, so that's good that you don't proxy here. You saw Poppy though. Okay, so now you can slow push this wave and not hard push the next one here. And now what's your information? You know where Poppy is, you know where Aesol is. So this would be a good timer for you to proxy. Yeah, this would be perfect. Like here, next time, like just instantly run around. Don't run through the tower because he can just E you and stuff, right? So
I
you
think
just run around.
my thought process was I was like, oh, I'll see if he can run through here, and then I quickly realized he's just gonna absolutely one shot that wave because there's no cannon. So
Yeah,
I pick up again.
yeah, okay. I get it though. Okay, and now your team's gonna do Drake and okay, yeah, you wanna just reset here if possible. Okay, and I'm not resetting. Okay, so here the problem with not resetting, what do you think it is?
See, well, if I reset right now, I would have the ability to buy item and then TP to this
Yeah,
dragon fight if things
yeah.
pop off.
Yeah, you could still TP, but then you don't have the ability to spend your gold, right? So now if you want to TP somewhere, it's gonna be with a lot lower odds. Even though you have a free reset, because after pushing this wave, you have a pretty big timer. What you could even do is you could open up through the map, join this fight, and then TP back top lane.
I was a little more proactive thinking about it.
Yeah, so and you will often find this like right now it's 15-8, right? You have a lot of freedom. You're basically constant prio. You can fish for proxy stuff like that. But how do you actually win the game is a really important question to ask because the answer is gonna be super clear. It's to get these neutral objectives, And if you want to impact the game positively, you need to put yourself in a position to fight for them with the highest possible odds to win. Which is just to, well, coming back to the first point, just to base, spend your gold, and then, like, this fight here, you TPing to this fight, first of all, because you're busy with the wave, now you can get cancelled, right? So,
He could press R here.
yeah. So you're not in a position to fight this because you didn't base, and also because you, well, I mean, you could walk back on the wave, but give Ornn priority, and then you have to catch the wave, and then TPing is also going to be hard. So this again comes back to the TP usage, right? And also you're not
I'm
looking
not
to,
looking either.
yeah, like your camera control, you should be actively putting your camera on the fight, and while you're putting your camera on the fight, you're walking away from the wave so that Ornn cannot just cancel you for free. I don't really even care about the outcome of the fight because I just care about the intention before the fight happens.
Yeah.
Nice, not overcommitting too many abilities on the same target. Very nice. Oh, he just lets the ult go.
I just go, okay, my job's done. Go down the bot.
Yeah, but it could be even faster.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
I thought of it after the fact. I thought of that time we reviewed your game, and then you instantly walked back because you said job's done. And I
yeah,
thought to myself right after, like, you see, I'm thinking of it. I'm just on like a 5-second delay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have
And
input lag on the new information.
yeah, and that 5 seconds, look what it changes. If you were on this bot wave right now, you would push it and be able to make it to the mid wave, get mid priority, and start Drake. But because you're late on the bot wave, now you're not on this mid wave, and because you're not on the mid wave, like not, I'm talking in general, right? In this
Yep.
specific instance, maybe it's different, but I'm just saying in general, like being late by even a couple seconds can be a snowball effect. Okay, so you
There's
finally,
definitely been games where it cuts me, where it bites me in the ass.
yeah, same for me. Like I'm not perfect either, you know, and it's like a learning experience, like it's a big learning experience. Every second matters, and that's hard to deal with sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta be high intensity.
Yeah, very much so. Okay, pressing tab, yes or no? Kinda just pressing it.
I'm kind
Um,
of just spamming it for inputs.
yeah. Okay, so here, like, if you were actively pressing tab and actively thinking while running through mid, which is what I want you to do most games, right? You would come to the conclusion that YSTP and you don't, and the next objective is Atakan. So therefore, it is much better for you to be bot side than top side, because Ori can TP to the fight and you can't. That's
Yes.
it's simple as that. But the question is, why did you not realize that?
Because I wasn't really thinking about what my next turn was. I think
Mm.
it was just a snowball effect from being late, and then I shoved the 2 waves bot and shoved 2 waves bot just
Mhm.
automatically. I just recall go top in my brain.
Yeah.
Like go other side lane, opposite side of the map. But I didn't have TP at this point. I think I catch this in like 30, 40 seconds, and I
Mhm.
actually reset go bot and send Ari top.
Mhm.
But the
Okay.
initial play out of base was wrong.
Okay, so you managed to salvage it, which is really good. If you manage to salvage it, yeah, that's really nice. But I mean here, okay, let's be Captain Hindsight for a second, okay? So let's say you opened up through, because like the bot wave is already pushed out, so you don't have to be bot until it's either neutral or pushing towards you, right?
It's 20 minutes in, so who gives a shit about tier 1?
Exactly. You would rather be involved in every fight you possibly can than be farming on side. Okay.
That's what I need to swap in my brain. A little bit of that. Because now I see
Yes.
your point. Now that we're seeing this, if I opened up through mid and if I was a little quicker and everything, I would be at that fight right now.
Yes, and
100%.
and even if there's no fight, the fact that you're around mid in order to establish mid priority, that means that you can, like, this is a really realistic sequence. You push mid with your team, the enemy's catching the wave, and because of that, you have a numbers advantage. You can use that numbers advantage to gain a lot of, well, obviously you can help you can help push bot this way as well. If no one's bot, you can push the wave now because the mid wave is job's done. But you can also get a lot of vision in bot side, and that makes it easier for you to start Atakan. Because when you're starting Atakan and you see the enemies come, you can turn a lot easier, or you can catch people easier, stuff like that, you know. So you should always open up through mid here and let your Ori go top, and then fights like these won't be as bad. You'll be involved. And then let's say your Ori goes top and she TPs to the fight too. Well, that'd be very,
Yeah,
very
so it looks
nice.
like I was late to the fight, and then Tristana dies, and then I just go on a clown fiesta journey all the
Yeah.
way down to bot lane, just wasting. Let's see, what was that? 1950. I was top, so let's just
hmm
see how much time this cost me where I don't get any XP.
Well, let's not look at. Let's focus on like because here, what I want you to focus on is like the concept of the health bar. A neutral objective's health bar is massive, right? And you don't have to be staring at the enemies the moment they started. Often around when it's half HP, that's when you want to start contesting. So here, the enemies haven't started yet, and there is a mid wave to contest right now. So
Mhm.
instead of instantly moving to this fight and just like praying the enemies don't get it or something, right? Why not just shove mid? And then
Yeah,
Aurelion Soul goes back mid. And since Aurelion Soul's mid, well, can the enemy still do Atacon? Probably not. And then you can use the timer to reset, spend your gold, get your health back, and then do a new sequence, you know?
yeah, I don't think they can Atacon here at all,
No, I
and
don't think so.
I know that that Rift Herald can't even reach the bot tower because I've tried to do that before. It doesn't work. You can't go from mid all the way down to bot through the
Okay,
river.
yeah. So yeah, that's like pushing mid and then you get a free reset. Okay. So here you finally go bot lane, super good because this way you can actually play for this objective. So you shove out one wave. It seems like you're a bit scared to move. Okay, yeah, it's a puppy. Yeah, and this is one of those like I hate map states like this. This is like my least favorite way to play the game because your team is like kind of clueless on what to do. And to me, it's very clear. Like your Leona and Nidley need to be on your side here. They need to help you shove out this wave, and then the three of you together are going to walk like this, place vision here, and then help Tristana push mid. And then with the mid push, you can go back bot and get another deep shove. That's kind of like the best sequence you could do here. But your team is not really aware of this, and maybe you are neither, right? That's also possible. So next time you're in a situation like this, you can ask your team to help you push bot and actually because like you need someone to escort you to mid right after pushing that wave because right now this is all blocked, but it doesn't
Yeah,
have
it's
to be
danger.
blocked. Yeah, but why is it dangerous? I mean, you see the enemy to here, right? It
Mm.
doesn't have
I
to be
just don't have
dangerous.
any vision.
Yeah, but you don't have any people with you as well. Like, if the
Yeah.
three of you are walking together here, then there's no way the enemy can just randomly kill you. But yeah, it's just like
Yeah,
a
I think
stalemate.
because none of us really know what to do. We're just kind of waiting for a pick to happen so we
Yeah,
can force the next objective, basically.
yeah, and to me it's very clear. You want to shove bot, and you want to use the fact that this guy's catching the wave to get vision in river, and then you can constantly move from bot to mid and constantly threaten this turret. Because the moment you have mid tower, the game's unlocked. Basically, this mid turret, this the fact that this mid tier one standing is preventing you from progressing the game because the enemies can just kind of catch the waves very high, and then like the fact that you have mid priority and like a numbers advantage. If they're catching the wave here, they're a lot further from where the objective is starting, right? But if they're catching the wave here, they're pretty close. So there's a smaller timer between um, where they're catching the wave and being able to contest.
Hmm.
And that smaller timer is very good for them because they can just move pretty quickly. They're only stuck catching the wave for like 5 seconds
Yeah, because
compared
this
to
is
like
so
tier two.
awkward for me because I
Mm-hmm.
have no wards. I don't really know what to do there, so I just take another base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. End up going top here.
I have TP back up, and I think Ari just got forced off um, by Ornn, if I remember.
Yeah, and I think this is a mistake. You should be look if you're going to recall, at least do it a lot closer to the proximity of the mid wave.
Okay.
Every decision I've told you to make so far has everything to do with proximity and involving yourself, right? Like think about it. When you open up through mid, why do you do that? Because you're in the proximity of mid, bot, and top, right? You're closest to these three lanes, gives you more options. When you recall somewhere, it has to be in proximity of something. So like closer to mid if possible, so that if something happens, you're prepared for that. if you open up through the map, you open up through jungles that you're in between the two. It's all connected to each other in that sense. Where like here, you can just move to mid right now, go here, sit where Leona is, and then catch a recall if you really want to base. And then like as your team is establishing in the mid priority, you can already start going to base, you know. So like for example, like here, if you're mid lane and recalling, let's say like right now, if this fight breaks out, you can like look to cancel it, for example. And if you don't want to cancel it, also fine. You can just base and go bot or something.
Yeah, and then they get killed and we lose Otacon,
Mm-hmm.
I believe, is the sequence that happens here.
Yeah. Yeah, and people are desperate to find a fight because people just don't really know how to play the game from this point on. And the problem with this mid game sequence is that it's super hard to it's hard for you, even if you know what you want to do, it's hard for you to tell your team exactly what it is that you want. Because you're not like in voice chat or anything, you know?
Yeah, and then plus like I don't have this grand plan on how we're gonna accelerate and end this game right now.
Yeah, and well, the next time you're
Like,
in
I'm kind of just waiting for a fight to happen so I can TP to it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel maybe was my thought. I don't know.
Yeah. So next time you're in a situation like this, you cannot progress through mid, right? You cannot push mid and get something. So next time you're in a situation like this, ask your support and jungler, spamming them, help this bot wave. After you push bot, urge your team to, as a unit, move through the enemy jungle, place vision, and with that vision now, it's a lot easier for you to catch the top wave very high, okay? You can catch the wave here instead of here. And when you catch the wave high, you have more tempo, right? And with more tempo comes the threat of getting even higher vision. And now you can really start to threaten, like, okay, imagine you catch the wave here, and then you can just run like this and like threaten to dive them here or like take this turret, right? But if you have like all this vision in this area, the enemies cannot play the game. But the problem is you're so scared. Why are you scared? Because your team is not with you.
And
this
I don't
is
want to make a mistake.
And often what you will find is like, you know, the push and move strategy. I think I told you this once already.
Refresh my memory.
Maybe I haven't explained it yet, so maybe I'll explain it now. Like the push and move strategy, the fact that mid lane is shorter than the side lanes and stuff. Okay, I'll explain it to you because this is like the mid game theory that everyone needs to understand before anything else. So now is the time, I guess. Okay, so the push and move strategy. This is so in general, when it comes to League of Legends, you have 3 different strategies. Okay, it all comes down to these 3. Like whether you're probably doing one of these 3 every single game, whether you realize it or not. You know, so one of them is split pushing. Okay, so this is like Yorick, Fiora, Gwen, whatever. You know, Aurelia, exactly. And then you have the catch and move strategy. And then you have the push and move strategy. Okay. So you're applying one of these 3 every game. I don't care what you tell me. You're applying one of these 3 whether you know it or not. Okay. Now, let's rule out the split push strategy for now because you're playing Aatrox. Okay. So you either do catch and move or push and move. Now, what defines as catch and move and what defines as push and move? It's simply whether or not you can win the 1v1 on side lane. When you push and move, everything that happens is when a wave is neutral. Let's say you're, okay, in this case you're blue side because you were playing blue side just now. I will give you like a little Aatrox. Okay. So, when a wave is neutral, we can call it like 0, okay? When a wave is on your side, we can call it like -1. And when a wave is on the enemy side, it's +1, okay? So just think of these numbers as like tempo, okay? So like +1, 0, and -1 tempo. Wait, we'll actually do like... Yeah, that's fine actually. +1 tempo, -0, and then -1, okay. And then we'll just do it like this. Tempo, okay. So, let's remove this. when you when you push a wave that is zero, right? So it's neutral, it's zero, right here. When you
Mhm.
push a wave, and let's say the tower is down, okay? What happens is you push the wave past the neutral point, and the enemy now has to catch that wave somewhere here or here in this area, right?
Mhm.
Okay, and notice how the mid lane is a lot shorter than the side lanes in League of Legends, right?
Yes.
The fact that the minions spawn at the same time, yet the waves are different sizes, means that whenever you kill a wave on side lanes and move to mid, the mid wave is around this area. Because whenever you kill the wave on side, this would, if we identify this as wave 1, right? That's coming at a base. This is wave 1, and then in 30 seconds, wave 2 spawns, right?
Mhm.
If you kill wave 1 here, wave 1 already died mid because the lane is shorter. The lane already died. The wave already died. But wave 2 is already starting to walk. So
Mhm.
now you have a situation where you killed the first wave on side, and then you move to mid, and then the mid wave that's arriving is now coming, and as you're moving, you're literally perfectly on time. Okay, so why does this matter? Well, as you might know, the team that gets mid priority often gets the first move into the objective. Okay? If there's 2 minutes on Drake and you're trying to play for it because you're strong, what is the why does the push and move strategy work so well? Because let's create a very common mid game scenario where the mid laners are like on side and the junglers together with their support and AC are like around the mid, right? This is very common. So if you push a wave on side lane and then make it to this mid wave, what are you doing?
You're creating a numbers advantage.
Yes, and the reason it's a numbers advantage is because this guy here has to catch the wave now. Okay,
Mhm.
what can you do with that numbers advantage?
You can do a lot.
You can get
Um,
priority on mid lane, right? Because the
yes, you
wave
can
is
get
here.
priority. You can even look for a fight, best case scenario,
Mm-hmm.
if
Right,
they give it to you.
right, yes.
You know
But
what
they're
I'm
not
having
gonna.
flashbacks to
Mm-hmm.
on understanding this is a Darius I played against the other day. It's not like he was ever ahead of me, but I was catching every wave and he caught my team mid like 3 different times,
Yeah,
despite my pings and
yeah,
everything, because he was always fast to move. Because I was always too afraid to walk up
yeah,
to push the wave because I was afraid he would just ghost me and run me down.
yeah.
So I could only sit back, catch, and he always went mid and made a
Mm-hmm.
play. And he was really successful with that. He was like a Grandmaster Darius player. It was a flex game.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, that was
That's
fun.
that's how you do it. He knows. Um, And that's exactly right. So you push a wave and then you make it to mid, you create a numbers advantage. You use that numbers advantage to either get a fight, which is going to be good, or use it to have priority. Now, why is priority so overpowered? Because what did you just do? You pushed a wave, you got priority, and you got a numbers advantage mid. But whatever you're doing on mid, it's the exact same. You're pushing a wave, you're getting priority, and you're creating numbers advantage somewhere else, this time on bot, right? But in the process of getting this numbers advantage on bot lane, you're helping your mid laner get priority here, right? You're also in the same at the same time, your team is allowed to walk in because well the enemy AD carry is forced to catch the wave right now, and then you have this 4 versus 3 on your hands where you can get all the vision here. And if you want to win a Drake fight, half of the fight is preparation. Preparation is
Hmm.
so important. Why? Because if the enemies don't have any vision, yet you have all the vision of them, how are they ever going to walk into you? It's just simply too hard. Like,
Hmm.
okay, the enemy, your Akali mid is standing in this bush. You know, like, oh, good luck going through there. Gets a pick, GG, fight's over already. Like, one numbers advantage is all you need. Okay, so but this is 2 minutes, right? So we have a dilemma on our hands. Okay, we have a massive dilemma, and I want you to kind of think if you can figure out what the dilemma would be.
In this current
That's
state,
it has to do with moving to mid. What's the dilemma?
well, eventually that top wave's gonna bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Let me think.
Go ahead.
So I push the wave.
Yeah,
Top is catching
yeah,
right there.
yeah.
I'm walking down to mid.
Mm-hmm.
We catch mid wave. Say we push it and nothing happens. So I just walk back top and then just rinse and repeat this.
Okay, and why do you walk back top?
well, you have to catch a wave. You need XP. You need your gold, right? And you can't just let them start to push because then you'll be on the back end of their pushing room, right?
Okay, okay. See, I
So it's
like
about
that. I
forcing them to
like
be
that.
stuck as the catcher.
Yes. The problem, the dilemma you have is if you overcommit your move, this since the waves, sorry, since the lanes are not equal length, the second wave that we talked about is going to be here now while you're here. Right? This mid wave you're contesting it. If you overcommit your move, what if the enemy top laner just says, "Fuck it, I'm pushing this wave." Now you're the one who has to catch it, and now you're doing the catch and move. Right? You're catching it. You're either catching it and moving, or you're pushing it and moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you either have to catch one or then push the next one after that, and then look for a
Yes.
move or look for a base timer or something like that. That's where it gets like a little complicated.
Yes, that's the dilemma. So the fix is a concept we call hovering. Okay? We call this hovering. What is it? What does hovering mean? What do you think it means?
It means push top wave, and then you kind of walk down to mid
Mm-hmm.
river area.
Mm-hmm.
See if anything's really going on.
Mm-hmm.
Sniff it out for a minute or two. Hover your camera, and if
Yeah.
it looks like nothing's going on,
Yeah.
just walk back to top lane so that you are there first before the wave arrives, so that you can
Yes.
establish push. Because it doesn't take. It only takes being late 1 or 2 seconds. If they're on the wave first, you might have to catch. Like
Yes.
you might not just be able to get them off the wave. Like if it's a Riven, she's gonna burn the wave like
Yes,
half a
exactly.
second, or a Garen or something like that, right?
Precisely. And then they get to push and move instead of
And
you.
then if something happens when they go to hover and they are there, well,
Well,
now
that
they have the
sucks.
advantage. Yeah,
Yep. And then this one mistake by overcommitting costed you your game. So
man.
this everything that happens here with the hovering thing, it all falls down to proximity again. You have to be in proximity between the two objectives: the objective of mid control and the objective of defending this wave right here. Right? Proximity. You're in between. Okay,
Mhm.
perfect. Now, um, some key details. Right? Why are sweepers and control wards good, and when do you buy them? Now, if you're pushing and moving, having a control ward is good because if you're at a stage where the enemy team is a lot weaker than you, often what they want is they want to cross map, right? They want to kind of give all the control here because they know they can't win it anyway, and they're going to take control here instead.
Mhm.
You can spot if they're doing that by just placing a control ward here and a normal ward, let's say here, and then pushing and moving is a lot easier, right? A lot of people make the
Yeah.
mistake. Mm, a lot of people make the mistake of sorry, let me get some throat stuff here. They make the mistake of what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, a lot of people make the mistake of buying sweeper at 14 minutes, no matter what, which is not good. You really need sweeper for team fights specifically. Okay, having your normal wards in order to establish the push and move is super important because you need to know if the enemies are here or not before you even push and move. So you need your yellow trinket.
Mhm.
And then once you base and then open up to the Drake when there's like 30 seconds left on it, that's when you can buy a sweeper, for example. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, this is the entire concept, and I'm going to show you my own gameplay, surprise, surprise, and see what we can learn from it. Okay.
Sure. Let's take a look.
So should I pick an Aatrox game or an Ornn? Because I have one game where I play Ornn where I showcase it um, at like an extremely high level. It was like a full challenger game. Mm, yeah, I'll do that. Unless no. Okay, so it doesn't matter that I'm playing Ornn, because as I said, you either split push, you either push and move, or you either catch and move, and it's
Mhm.
all defined by like split pushing if you can progress 1v1 on side lane. Push and move is if you win 1v1 on side and you don't want to split push. And catching and moving is if you lose 1v1 on side. Um, this game, I win the 1v1 on side lane because I won my lane. I get rewarded. So my entire strategy here will be to push and move. Now, the first timer I have, I am late on my wave, right? Even if it's a couple
Yeah, that was
seconds,
just
I'm a couple seconds late.
Mhm.
And because of that, if I want to push this wave and move to mid, I'll be a little bit late. Um, which is fine usually, but
Are
look
you
at the
gonna
mid
stack them?
wave. No one's really mid yet, you know? So instead of pushing and moving, I'm going to push 2 waves now and then move afterwards. Because my mind is on the not on this mid wave here, but on the next one. Okay?
Okay.
So here we push instead of one wave, we push this wave, right? And then here, really important that your camera control and your pings are a very important detail. You want to make sure you put your camera on the fight to know exactly what's happening. If Ezreal will eat in, I can punish it. If Sona
You
used
just
her
keep
R,
them
I
to the
can
side.
punish it.
Mhm.
Right? If someone starts to fight you while you're moving there, you'll see it on the minimap. You don't need to worry too much about. And if you don't know where your champion is, you can always look at the minimap and have a good estimation. Okay. Now pings, important that you ping because your teammates might not be fully aware of what's going on, right? And then here you can just do like on Aatrox, right? You don't have to fully commit to this play. If it looks fine, you can always hover and then go back top. But in
Mhm.
this case, I'm just committing myself to this play. Why? Because after mid, we want to start Herald. So I need to make sure we actually get something out of mid, push the wave, start Herald. Okay, perfect. Now, instantly, we do not entertain this fight mid. Why not? Because
'Cause you have to
I'm
push.
I'm too late on this mid wave anyway. We already got what we wanted. We got the Herald. So what do? We instead of playing for this mid wave here, we play for the next one. Why would I entertain this fight if I can make Jax have to catch top on the next mid wave, right? So we go top, we push the wave, Jax has to catch it, otherwise look how much he's losing. And then again, I'm on the mid wave. We push and move. Okay, this time, why don't we go back top?
Is dragon spawning?
Yeah, dragon spawning. And why is this fight so unplayable for the enemies? Because you always want to be on the objective before it spawns, right? The entire point of being on the objective before it spawns is so that the enemies cannot walk into you without being punished because they have to compromise their position, right? You have
So
full vision.
what did Jax do here? Did he base and just is he walking back? Oh no, he stopped.
Well, he
It
stopped,
looks like
and
he
if
just
he,
clicks one wave and then tries to base, but he's late now.
yeah,
I'm just
he's
wondering, like,
late.
what would be the right move for Jax to be? Would it be to base and then come to the fight, or just start to split push? Probably. Well, I guess it
Well,
depends, right?
well, he should base and come to the fight because the game's like pretty doomed if they don't win this fight. I think it's third Drake for us. The problem is the fact that I'm here before him gives us the inside position,
Yeah,
and
and
that's
you're on
all we
with all.
needed.
So.
Yeah, that's all we really needed. And because of that, now we get 2 kills. Right, the enemies cannot walk into us. Get 2 kills, and then after we secure Drake, instantly, what's next? We open up through mid jungle, right, mid top. We push one wave, move to mid. This time, again, I'm hovering at first, right? I'm sitting in this bush, making sure that like the fact that the enemies cannot see me is pressure. The fact that
Mhm.
they don't know where I am makes them convinced that I'm mid, and that gives us a lot of space because they have to respect the fact that I could be mid. Um, so this time I have TP. What a good sequence I can do is here I could help my team make this Herald play because look, like this Vi wants to engage but she can't because I'm here, and now
Mhm.
we can go for this Herald play. After this Herald play, we can use our mid priority to create numbers advantage because the enemies have to catch mid now. We can use our numbers advantage to move into this control here first, right? We get all the vision. We get the bot tower because of it. Because we push. So basically, what we did is we push and move top to mid, and then we push and move mid to bot. You see?
Yeah, through their jungle to create pressure for them to
Yeah.
get that tier one, and then UTP to deny Jax getting your tier one, and
Yes.
it was just an overall win
Yeah,
on the
and
map.
yeah,
Map trade.
exactly.
So you
Sorry.
didn't trade anything back, so that I guess that makes it not really a trade for Jax, but it does for you.
Yeah, and this is what we call a double shift in like pro play. a double shift, meaning that I shift from top to mid, and my mid shifts from mid to bot. And then you shift twice. That's why it's called a double shift. And so powerful, so powerful. And I also just kind of take away their cross map play on top lane because I killed their wave, right? So they cannot, the fact that I'm on mid and bot, they cannot do anything with that because I can just TP back top and defend. And now instantly again, push top, hover mid, right? I'm hovering mid. Like Massiver has a lot of confidence here. She can just play up because she knows that I'm close. And then once I see that mid is established, the fact that the enemies are not contesting it right now gives me confidence to go top, push the wave top, instantly start Atakan, right? I'm just kind of fucking with the enemies here, trying to convince them that we're not on it by showing myself. After we get Atakan, instantly boom, shove top, hover mid. Another push and move. This is like the 5th time I did this game. We push and move again, we're on the mid wave. Yeah. This time the fight doesn't even go well. And I just make sure that I don't die. Enemies overchase a little bit. This fight happens. Whatever happens in the back of my mind is like, as long as I don't die, I'm always high tempo. And as long as I'm high tempo, I decide what happens this game. So we base, what's next objective? Is Drake, okay, this time we don't have time to push and move. Why? Because we want to be on the objective before it spawns, right? So here, I don't even bother going on side lane. You just open up straight on the objective. Boom.
Yeah, and Kiana already got you side lane pressure, so it's not like you have 2 bleeding lanes.
Yeah, they're not minus, like top is +1, bot lane is -1, but that's fine. Okay, and then my team gets Drake, so then boom, I just go back top, right, defend. We push and move, right, boom, we push the wave past neutral, so the wave is +1 right now. Now we go to mid lane. We engage. We get a couple kills, we get 2 kills, we got 4 kills eventually, and we go back top. We make the wave again. It's -1 right now, but we make it +1. We TP behind, get another good play, and I'm just dictating the entire pace of this game because I just understand so well how this push and move strategy works. You know.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I never had like the verbal language to describe playing mid game, but I like the way you break it down.
Yeah, so let's see how we can apply it to your game right here. So, and if we go back, when does it first happen? It's like here, I think. Yeah, here. Okay, so right here, the wave is at -1 right now. It's almost 0. How do you push and move this? Well, do you even win the 1v1? That's the question. Because if you don't, you can't. Okay? Right now, he's not even in lane, so you push the wave, and now instead of moving, you kind of just stay around a little bit, right? Like, look at this. You kind of just go to the bush, not sure what to do, right? And then here's like, what do I even do? Right? But like here, if you were moving like this, or ask your team to help you move like this, which is also a good option. They're both good options. If your team doesn't listen, you have to just kind of move, and then you can hover, right? You can be here, and then while ASOL's catching the wave here, you can urge your team to engage and maybe get a good fight.
Yeah, Leona has ult.
So you could be hovering this mid wave and get mid priority.
Flash ult. We could definitely play for that. And even if I do want to base, I could just base over there, like you said, making the point of that.
Exactly. Second time, right? You push the wave. And not moving to mid, right? Not really getting that mid priority. And because you don't get mid priority, you don't get any control.
Yeah, I'm just standing really far back, waiting to catch a wave at 0 to push it. And I'm not really giving myself a big timer because I'm not really fast on it.
Yeah.
So then that fight happens mid. We lose Otacon. And then we do end up killing Gragas and taking 2 towers, and I think I take all of his camps for this one because I didn't think we had time to go to that drag. Maybe I was wrong.
Oh yeah.
Otacon dies right there, and like they're already on the dragon, so I just thought it'd be better just to juice myself and take all of his shit.
Yeah, I think that's correct. You took everything. Okay. And you see how, like, pushing and moving, what you're essentially doing when you push a wave is you're creating a timer. You're creating +1 tempo, right? So +1 meaning like now you have 1 turn. Right, you have a turn. So you can use your turn for different things One of them is pushing and moving. Another thing you can use your turn for is taking jungle camps. Because what is a turn? A turn is essentially means you have 30 to 40 seconds to do something. Because you don't lose anything because you already took the wave. So what do you want to invest that for 30 to 40 seconds into? You can invest it into moving, you can invest in jungle camps, you can invest it into recalling. Right? So here, like, you have a turn, this time you invest it to recall. Okay, perfect. Because now, when you come back, you can push and move. You know, I mean, this right now not, because you would be late on the mid wave anyway. But you can move, you can push this wave and then move to mid, make it to the mid wave, right? So here, you have the right idea. You should be a bit closer.
Yeah, I walk like halfway in.
Yeah.
And then walk back. As soon as the wave, like died on my screen, I walk back. I still have time.
Yeah, and the point here is to establish mid control, and once someone catches it here of the enemy team, you walk in with your team, place a ward here, here, and here. Then you go back top, push the wave, go back mid, and then the next time you push mid and someone catches it here, this time you have all this vision. You can now start the Nash, and when someone walks out of position even 1 second, you can go on them with Aura Charmer and kill them. And then with that one kill, you can start Nash and get it. But now you see, like, you're...
I think I make a small mistake here. So I was thinking in my head, don't hit the objective. My job is to zone. But then I walk out for half a second, and they all just spawned.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't like properly placed in the bush. Like I had no reason to die here.
Yeah, you are right about your goal though. Like you are to zone them. You are not to die for it though. So like,
yeah,
the moment
I can E over right now.
Yeah, you can E back over. Exactly. But even if you dive, like even if you die right now, as long as your team just gets out, it's like pretty fine. Like, but yeah,
I thought when I died, I was like, that was a whoopsie. But the intent of, because I was thinking of that game we reviewed the other day. Remember where I was hitting the Baron, or 2 weeks ago when I was hitting the Baron, then we lost.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah,
we got it.
Yeah, I mean, you retain information so well actually. Because I low-key didn't remember that until you said
it. It was flashing through my brain.
Yeah.
And then I think we just kind of steamroll from here. I mean, I'm 3 items. I'm really strong.
Yeah, nice. I mean, the bruiser build can be so good at times. Okay. Alright. So for this review, I think what we can do is we can just call it now, but we can keep talking a little bit about if you have any questions about the mid-game stuff. I can even look if I can give you some good examples.
Yeah, I think
on Aatrox.
I think maybe if you had anything that you would have some examples of a situation where you don't win side lane and how you play your macro. So I'm thinking that this is less of a problem when I'm facing like a neutralizer, like a, Gragas, Malphite, Ornn, Kled, things like this, like that aren't really problematic for Aatrox. But where it becomes difficult is when you're facing like Darius's, Gwen's, who can really split push. What are some other tough matchups?
Like Yone.
Yone could do it, sure. Yeah, you don't really get priority into Yone. Irelia, Fiora. I just banned Fiora now. I'd rather face an Irelia than a Fiora.
Yeah, same.
Done with that champion.
Okay. So generally your goal depends on if your team is also winning or not. So like if your team is in a good spot, let's say you're like here, or yeah, let's say you're here, right? And they have constant priority. If your team is in a good spot and they're winning their 4v4 and they would win the 5v5 your job is just to match this guy as much as possible. If they're pushing a wave and moving, you really want to catch the wave and then just match their move if you can. And if they're pushing and staying, you also want to stay. So and then they're probably not progressing because as long as you're just turtling under your turret, they're usually not really doing much, right? The general
Yeah.
thing though is if this tower is down, and your team is looking to play aggressive on the mid wave, you have a problem because if they push and move, they have a flank, and that's not
Yeah.
good. So the general consensus would be to grab a control ward and then ward these two places. This one control ward, this one normal ward. And the reason is if the enemy pushes and moves, you will see their move, first of all. And if you catch and move, which is you catch here and then you move, you know that you're able to rotate safely because you have that vision instead of having to rotate like this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This will often make you late on the wave.
Hmm.
Um, so this is a really good general tip I can give you. Other than that, if you have TP up and someone pushes and moves, often you can just catch the wave here and just TP to the fight. And make
Right.
sure you ping, spam ping, they're moving. And then as you might know, like if this person is overcommitting, you can like catch the wave here and now it's your turn to push and move, right?
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's like the general consensus and like of course, so like the map is mirrored, right? So if you're on this side here, you want to ward this push, and if you're on this side, you want to ward this push, and the same goes for this side. The
Mm.
same here, like if someone pushes and moves, right? They can go like this and then have a flank like this, but if you ward that, it's perfect. Um, what you can do if you know that you're going to be collecting, so like catching and moving, you can buy
Hmm.
control ward and a blue ward. Because often people will have sweepers, so they can sweep your normal wards. If you place a blue ward here, not only is it easier to place because it's safer, but also like it'll last longer often. And then your control ward here is just going to be like super good, you know.
Hmm.
Often people don't even because this bush people often don't walk into the bush because it's you don't have to walk into the bush to make it to any place and walk past
So
it.
is that kind of like your mentality? Like we were talking in the last session about working on switching the mentality from lane phase to the mid and late game.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so from what I'm hearing and you're telling me what I think I'm hearing is for the vast majority of post lane phase, almost all of your decision making isn't necessarily coming from your lane opponent and what he's doing. It's way more centered on the mid waves when they're spawning, when they're hitting,
Yeah.
and kind of where your team's positioned more so.
Yes. I mean, everything is centered around mid waves. The from 14 minutes to the end of the game, everything is about mid waves.
Yeah, I never really think about mid waves. I've always just said my job as a top laner is to push out the side lanes and manage them for the team. Maybe mid
Mm-hmm.
lane helps me once in a while, and then I'll go to an objective fight if it looks good.
Yeah.
But I haven't really ever thought actively about, oh, the mid wave's coming up right now. I should be on that in case something happens. I just go, how did my bot lane die on that mid wave?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's
I think
exactly.
that's a tool to help switch my brain over though. If I'm looking at the mini map and instead of just looking at it, I'm looking where's mid wave and I'm using that to help me make my decisions. I think that's how I can tie the habit of habits, like we talked about tying the habits together.
Yeah.
Another habit.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's a good way to
Hundred
think
percent.
about it.
100%. 100%. Um, Another example I can give you if I still have the game. Against Kled, I think it was some time ago. However. Okay. So if you know this now, okay, so this might get a bit too advanced, but I'll tell you anyway because you can always rewatch it. You're right. But at some point you'll realize that not every mid wave will be contested. Like not every single mid wave is going to be contested. For example, if I push this wave and make it to mid, I mean my team is not even in position to contest this wave. Look, this guy's in base, this guy's clearing jungle, this guy's getting vision. You know,
Mm-hmm.
could I have
I've
recognized that
understood that.
before I shoved the wave in? I think so, because I'm thinking about the next mid wave before I even do the push and move. Why? Because when you push and move, you technically lose a wave, right? Because when you push a wave, the next wave meets here. If the enemy wants to, they can just last hit the wave, slowly let their
Slow
wave
roll
die.
it. Yeah, and give a big stack to you. And then
Yeah,
if you overcommit on the wind wave and then you die, you can lose quite a lot from that.
yeah. So, so the problem is, um, if I shove this wave in and move the next wave with here, I can't get the wave, and then I don't use my turn on mid anyway. So like, what is even the point of shoving the wave? If you can recognize this, the other play you have is just a slow push. You just like
Just
you
like
would
in
in lane,
normal lane phase. Yeah. A
slow push
slow
the
push
wave.
into fast push next wave, right? And then
Yes.
move.
Yeah, and the benefit of this is like now not only is the wave a lot safer to catch. I mean, I have Hydra, so it would be even here. It's not only safer to catch, but also now you're these this wave and then the previous one you're crashing them simultaneously, and then you have a much larger. So you remember the turn I talked about that's like 30 to 40 seconds long, right? Well, now it's like a minute to a minute 10 seconds long. And that's really nice because now you don't have to be afraid of overcommitting to mid. You can just be mid and fully commit, and you can even recall and make it the top, and then the wave will be zero.
Yeah,
Um,
because if you burn this wave and then this crashes into tower,
yeah,
once by the time you come back to top lane, it's either going to be even or a big bounce back to you, depending if anyone interacts with it.
yeah, yeah. It will exactly. So you're creating a lot of like a much bigger timer, but the problem a lot of people fall into, like the trap a lot of people fall into, if they don't understand the push and move, is like when they push two waves in a row. Like look at this mid wave right now. I'm not involved on this wave. Okay, in this case specifically, it's fine, but in a lot of cases, it's not fine. So yeah, this is why you need to understand mid waves, and then you can also understand when you actually want to hard shove and move or slow push into hard shove, and then because I'm thinking about the wave after this one. I'm thinking about I'm gonna be mid on this wave that's coming out of base.
Mm.
That's the end of that clip. So yeah, a lot of information, but that should be a somewhat value.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are the things you think I should continue to focus on?
Well, it depends on how your games go from this point on. I think you should still be kind of focusing on your laning phase, if I'm honest, because I just want that to be consistent now. I think I really liked what I saw like in the Ornn matchup.
Hmm.
Next time, make sure you upload like 3 or 4 vaults, and we can go through like all the laning phases, and then we can see if that's good. And then yeah, after that, just mid game, and then we're going to do like full game reviews, probably 2 full game reviews in a session, and then see if there's any areas you're still kind of lacking a little bit, right? And then just work on it slowly but surely.
Yeah, we'll do a live game too at some point, I'm sure. But
Yeah,
I'll just keep focusing on. I'm not winning every lane phase, but I understand why I'm losing them. Most of the times, it's like mechanical outplays that are why I'm losing the lane. Well, a mechanical misplay by myself.
yeah.
Actually,
I was gonna
is
say
really
like
why I'm
if that
losing.
Orn dive is a good example, then yeah, I think it's more of a mechanical misplay from your own part.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely some of that going on, which is easy to look at and easy to fix,
Hmm.
because it's just mechanics, right? It's just being a little bit more patient, things like that. But I don't really want to dwell on those details too much. Um, I'll work on standing on the side of the wave more, denying, looking for higher resources against tanks, general matchup stuff, and then I'll look to implement, I guess, probably just playing on mid wave consciously, planning to play on mid wave,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
and see how that goes.
yeah. And if you ever do like a review of your game, where you're like kind of scrolling through the game or something, um, yeah, make sure you look at if your team dies, could you have is that because of like a midwave issue? Could you have been in proximity? Yeah, think about stuff like that. Kind of backtrack.
Yeah, it's kind of those bigger details about like the overall game details because we're moving on. We're graduating from like the micro of just levels 1 to 4 and kind of looking at the game as its whole entirety, right?
Yeah,
And making sure I'm just in the right places at the right time. It's like a never-ending puzzle, man. League of Legends.
Yeah, yeah. But once you figure it out, man, it's so fun.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, I appreciate your time today. I won't take any more of it. Have a good rest of your evening,
No
and I'll
problem.
probably catch you this weekend or early next week.
Okay, sounds good, man. Thank you for coming.
All right, take care. Bye.
Alright, you too, man.